Now, this should
It's
be
become
interesting.
a major
Palestine Action is fighting against the UK government. Thank fucking God. Let's hope this goes the way I'm hoping it goes.
test of the British government's power to ban certain groups, with judges poised to scrutinise the decision to outlaw Palestine Action. A move the applicants say goes too far, restricting protest and freedom of conscience. But one ministers insists that was necessary under the UK's terrorism laws and guided by security assessments.
But the UK has a higher freedom index than the United States. Copy that.
Founded in 2020, Palestine Action organised direct action protests at sites linked to defence manufacturers. A series of arrests followed after incidents involving trespass and significant property damage. And in July, the group was added to the list of banned organisations, a decision now before the court. The UN Human Rights Office has cautioned that counter-terrorism powers must not unduly restrict peaceful dissent. Since the ban, police have also arrested individuals for displaying slogans in support of the group, adding to wider concerns about how bans like these affect the right to protest, and adding to pressures already.
Again, how is the UK higher on the freedom index than the United States? Because at least a majority of protesters are not being charged with terrorism. Not yet. Not yet, at least. It's probably coming. But the UK already got a step ahead of us. Because, Daddy UK has been the epicenter of genocide and fascism for the past 500 years? 400 years?
Felt across policing and the courts. The High Court will assess whether the ban was lawful and proportionate under the Terrorism Act. Among those watching the case closely is Palestine Action's co-founder, Huda Amori, who now speaks from outside the UK.
I think it's quite extraordinary what we've seen unfold in the past few months. It's clear from their own documentation that the state did not expect this level of outrage. They massively underestimated the support Palestine Action had before prescription and how that would translate after prescription.
The question for the judges will be whether the Home Secretary met the legal threshold to ban Palestine Action. While an independent commission into UK counter-terrorism law has said the current classification is too broad and too complex, under a streamlined system, it might still reach the same conclusion for groups involved in direct action.
So, protest is no longer legal in the UK if the UK determines that your protest is a terrorist organization off of these extremely gray areas. Much like what's going on in the United States with, we have ICE and they're going to go after immigrants and it's just now show me your papers because you're brown. And I don't have to listen to a goddamn thing, even if you're an American citizen, because I'm not giving you due process in the first place.
Happened over the years is that counter-terrorism law has been added to incrementally, and we think this is a really good opportunity to do a step back and say, can it be simplified? And in simplifying it, can we reinforce, I think, a sound principle in our law that most criminality can be adequately dealt with under our ordinary criminal law.
The judgment.
But why would government give up power when they're so close to subjugating the population? Again, it's like, okay, so fascism in America, right? I mean, we can argue that it's always been around, right? So slavery is just coming full circle with the crypto-fascism and the techno-fascism that we're seeing now. And Christian nationalism and so on and so forth, right? Slavery is coming right back around, except it's indentured servitude, right? Wage slavery. And suppressing those wages and benefits further and further and further, right? So slavery has come full circle. It's almost as if the UK is trying to bring up imperial monarchy full circle, all right? Ever since the Magna Carta, England has been upset about its authority over the population, to include when the colonies separated from the king. And now that's coming full circle. The UK Parliament is subjugating the British population for dissenting by calling it terrorism. Full circle. Like, this is not the direction I thought it was going to go. apparently a lot of the discourse is the UK has the right to do this and they're going to try and fight to keep it this way. And the best we can hope for is that it gets more clearly defined so that if this continues, we can say unequivocally, yep, Palestine action is terroristic because of this minutia detail that was specifically added so that we could blame them for dissenting. I mean, being supportive of Palestine. Not the uplifting video I thought this was.
Won't be issued until a later date and could further define the boundary between UK counter-terrorism powers and the right to protest, civil disobedience and political expression.